Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another quick little Gran Turismo 7 news video to round out September of 2025. Now of course during September we had the Gran Turismo World Series Round 2 Berlin. Of course we had plenty of action on offer in that series, and of course alongside it was both the Predict the Winners campaign and the Viewers campaign returning. And now thankfully you can finally claim your free credits inside of Gran Turismo 7 from the Predict the Winners campaign. And yes, it is a little bit late and I'll explain that in a few moments time. In this video I will also be covering the Honda EMS series, which of course did have its online time trial, which has now finally been completed as well. So without further ado, let's jump into the video then. So let's kick things off then with the Predict the Winners campaign. Now of course we had 1 million credits up for grabs for the Manufacturers Cup and 1 million for the Nations Cup, giving players a chance to earn up to 2 million in-game credits. Now of course if you didn't actually go ahead and predict the correct winners, these will not be available to you. It's also worth noting that in terms of claiming, they will actually have a limit on how long you can claim them for. But it is also worth noting that these are actually late being added to the game. Originally, they were meant to be distributed on Monday, September 22nd, which was the following Monday after the World Series ended. However, that just wasn't the case. In fact, in terms for many players, they started arriving yesterday and early this morning. So unfortunately, they just missed the entire deadline for these being added, and myself and many other people included were very much confused that they predicted the correct winners but didn't actually get the in-game ticket. However, this has been now fixed and of course they are now arriving in-game. So let's kick things off then with the winner of the Manufacturers Cup then. This time around it was Kylian Drumont who took victory once again for Subaru. So Subaru winning both of the races so far this year. Now in terms of the actual race itself, he went on to go ahead and get pole position. From there he managed to convert that into a full race victory, but it definitely wasn't plain sailing. To begin, he had an incredible battle with his fellow countrymen. Of course the main race itself was pretty much between BMW and Subaru the entire way, with the Subaru able to hold itself through the tight and twisty sections of the green hell, and of course the BMW having the power on the straights. There was a bit of a mishap through the middle portion of the race, however he did eventually go back to claim first place and eventually go on to take victory. After that, of course, we did have the Nations Cup. Now, it is worth noting that there were 2 races for the Nations Cup, both the sprint with the Porsche 962C and, of course, the main feature race or the final, which had the Red Bull around the Red Bull Ring. Now, in terms of this event, the only one that you had to predict here was the winner of the final race, which was, of course, for the second race in a row, Jose Serrano. Now in terms of his victory here, it was very much well earned in a very confusing race. I have to say this is one of the messiest World Series races I've ever seen. It almost seemed like it just wasn't raining at all, but then drivers were just getting caught out by it absolutely all the time. It was a very confusing race, and Serrano in the end did go on to take a very well earned victory, and in fact it was very dominant in the end, leaving a massive gap to P2 and taking what was probably one of the messiest race victories I've ever seen. But that's mainly for the event itself and not through his driver skill. This was a fantastic race by him and he made the best of a bad situation. So claiming your tickets is super simple. When you're in the world map, head over to the garage and then you're going to head over to the gifts tab, in which it will say that special gifts are waiting for you. Of course, this will be the credit tickets. Now again, if you did get the predictions correct for both, you'll have 2 of these tickets. If it's only 1, you'll have 1 of the tickets and it will tell you exactly where it came from. Now I predicted Team Subaru to win this one, which they did, so I get 1 million credits to claim in game. Now, of course, it is worth noting if you didn't go ahead and actually predict any of the correct winners, then unfortunately these will not be available to you, but that's just kind of how it is. It's the way it's always been. As for the actual claimable period, it does seem to have changed. Now, my ticket arrived on the 30th of September 2025 and I was able to claim my ticket up until the 14th of October 2025. At that point, if I hadn't have claimed it, it would have just disappeared. So you've got about 2 weeks to go ahead and actually claim your Predict the Winners rewards. Okay, next up, let's go ahead and do a quick little update on the viewers campaign. Of course, the rewards for this was the Group 3 team winning vehicle, as well as the Round 2 winning country liveried Porsche 962C. Now, as far as I'm aware, both of these cars will still be running on the scheduled time in terms of actually being distributed to the player, but you will have to wait at least one more week for these to actually appear. Now, of course, that will both be the Subaru BRZ once again, since it did win the second race in a row, and the second time we're seeing a Spanish flag liveried vehicle with the Porsche 962C. Both of these are meant to be available on Tuesday, October 7th, and once again, just like the credits can be collected from the gifts tab, once they've arrived, I'll do a quick little video covering those as well. Now, the next one that I'm going to do a quick little update on is the Honda Racing EMS 2025. Of course, we did have the qualifier running from August 29th until September 28th. And of course, this has concluded. Now, first of all, you can go ahead and actually claim the credits that you may have earned from this. So again, this is super simple to actually go ahead and claim the credits from this event. All you'll need to do is head over to sport mode, and as soon as you load it up, you should be prompted with this message right here. Congratulations, you've been awarded for credits for meeting the target time. Now, for me personally, I got a gold on this one, so I did go ahead and get 2 million credits. So plenty of credits on offer for me today, and I'm not complaining at that. Of course, if you did get silver or bronze, you'll get the corresponding payout for those 2 medals. Now, of course, the other main reason that players would have wanted to go ahead and enter the Honda EMS 2025 was mainly for the credits, as well as this, the free Group 2 Honda NSX race car, which was going to be given out in its special Honda Racing livery. Now, it is worth noting, whilst players have received the credits for entering, the car so far hasn't appeared. So again, I did check before actually making this video, as well as actually during the making this video, and it is still not there. But it is worth noting, there was no actual proper distribution time or day for the Hondas to be given out in game. Of course, the credits are already available, as very much typical with every single time trial that we do. They are pretty much there as soon as that ends. But of course, the free car reward is not there just yet. Now, there's a few cases of why this might be. Number one, they might just kind of bundle it in with the viewers campaign gift rewards, which means on the following Tuesday, so a week from now, we'll actually receive free vehicles all at once, of course, if you did enter the viewers campaign and the Honda EMS. Now, of course, the second option is that it might just arrive later on today or sometime during the week, mainly on a weekday. We don't typically see these awarded on a weekend. Anywhere from maybe kind of Monday up to Friday is a typical release schedule for any of the in-game rewards. So it might just be a case that this might happen to arrive a little later down the line, or again, might just end up bundled inside the viewers campaign gift rewards as well. But it is definitely on the way for players that did go ahead and put in a valid lap during the Honda EMS 2025 qualifier. Anyway, there we go. That is just a quick roundup of the free rewards, and of course an update on the likes of the viewers campaign and the Honda EMS. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Peace.